In this video, we will discuss about capital structure and EBIT EPS analysis. After watching this video, you can able to understand what is capital structure, importance of capital structure, factors affecting capital structure decision, capital structure and financial structure relationship, EBIT EPS analysis. Let us start with capital structure. The term capital structure refers to the percentage of capital at works in the business. There are two forms of capital generally used by the organization. One is equity capital and debt capital. The debt comes in the forms of issue of bonds and debentures. Whether the equity means common stocks, preferred stock and retained earnings. The definition is, according to Gestenberg, the capital structure refers to the composition of its capitalization and it includes all long-term capital resources such as loans, reserves, shares and bonds. Generally, the capital structure refers to the relationship among different kinds of long-term capital. We will see the importance of capital structure. First one is value maximization. The capital structure maximizes the market value of shares and also the ownership interest of the shareholders. The cost minimization means by properly determined capital structure, that is the various sources of funds, it will minimize the overall cost of capital. Then increase share capital. The capital structure maximize the company's market price by increasing the earnings per share, that is EPS, and also increasing the dividend receipt. Investment opportunity. The capital structure increase the ability of the company to find the new wealth creating investments. Next one, economic growth. The capital structure increases the country's rate of interest, which means it helps to engage the future wealth creating investments. Next we will see the factors influencing capital structure decision. First one is trading on equity. The term equity means ownership. The trading on equity means taking advantage of equity share capital to borrow funds on reasonable basis. It will also it is purely based on the dividend paid on preference shares and the rate of interest on borrowed capital. Next one is degree of control. Generally, equity shareholders having maximum voting rights in the organization, so that the company's management policies are to retain the voting rights of the equity shareholders. Flexibility of financial plan. The company's capital structure should be both contraction and relaxation in their financial plan, so that they have to repay the debentures and loans on timely basis. Next one, capital market condition. For example, during the depression period, the company's capital structure generally consists of debentures and loans. While the market condition is in boom, the company's capital structure consists of share capital, generally equity shares. Right? Period of financing. When the company wants to raise its finance for short term, it goes for loans from commercial banks and other financial institutions. While they need finance for long period, they go and approach, that is the issue of shares and debentures. Next one, stability of sales. The company has to meet its financial requirements, that is fixed commitments such as interest on debentures, dividend on preference shares. If the company is having unstable sales, then the company is not in the position to meet the fixed obligations. Okay. Next one, financial flexibility. The market, if the market condition is not suitable for the, not favor for the organization, then the company's debt level is lower than the owner's capital, then only the company's financial position is flexible to meet the market conditions. Next one, market condition. That is, suppose the firm need to borrow funds for a new plant or else a new project. If the market condition is not favor for the business, then they have to pay the higher interest amount, higher interest rate than comparing to the normal condition, so that in that particular situation, the company has to wait until the market condition. The relationship between capital structure and financial structure. The capital structure represents long-term debt and shareholders fund. For calculating capital structure, we have to add the equity share capital, preference share capital, long-term loans, debts, retained earnings plus capital surplus. The capitalization refers to the par value of securities, that is shares and debentures, and also other long-term funds of the organization. The financial structure refers to long-term and short-term funds. The formula for calculating financial structure is we have to add the equity shares, preference shares, long-term loans, debentures, retained earnings, capital surplus, and also current liabilities. Next, we will discuss the EBIT EPS analysis. This EBIT and EPS analysis is a tool for financial planning which evaluates the alternatives of financial projects. This EBIT and EPS analysis is used for making the choice of combination of various sources of funds. Okay, let us see the advantages. First one is financial plan. The financial plan of the objective for the organization is to maximize the EPS. The EBIT and the EPS analysis evaluates the various alternative of funds to maximize the EPS. The comparative analysis. This analysis is useful for evaluating the relative efficiencies of departments such as a product line and to markets, which helps the financial planners to find out the risk according to the profitability basis. Next one, performance evaluation. It evaluates whether the fund is obtained from the sources is used for the project that produces the rate of return is higher than the cost invested by the organization. Determining optimum mix. This analysis determines the optimum mix of debt and equity of the capital structure. It helps to determine the alternative which gives the maximum value of the EPS. Next one, disadvantages. No consideration of risk, which means this EBIT and EPS analysis doesn't consider the interest paid by the organization. That is, the leverage value increases, obviously the risk is also increases in the organization. Next one is contradictory results. Under different alternatives, the financial plan's new equity share is not taken into consideration, so that the comparison becomes difficult if the number of alternatives or increases. Okay. Next one, overcapitalization. Additional capital cannot be employed to produce the return in excess of the payments that must be made use of the organization, so that it ignores the EBIT and EPS analysis. Next, we have format for calculating this earnings per share. First column is particulars, then existing equity share capital used by the organization. The next three columns, if there is any changes in the capital structure in equity shares, preference shares or debentures, it will be calculated in this again another three columns. First one is earnings before interest and tax, that is EBIT. We have to subtract the interest of debt, interest paid on debentures from this EBIT. We get the value of earnings before tax, and then again we subtract the taxation percentage, which is corporate tax, from this EBT value, and we get the value of earnings after tax, that is EAT, and then from this EAT we have to subtract the dividend paid on preference shares, so then we get the value of net earnings, which is represented as A. The number of equity shares, that will be represented as B. The EPS formula is net earnings divided by equity shares. For dividing the net earnings, that is A divided by number of equity shares, we get the value of EPS. Okay. Let us see the example for calculating EPS. ABC Limited has EBIT of rupees 1,60,000. Its capital structure consists of 10% debentures, rupees 5 lakhs, 12% of preference shares, rupees 1 lakh, and equity shares of rupees 100 each. That is, the total value of equity shares rupees 4 lakhs. The company is in the 55% of tax bracket. You are required to determine the company's EPS and changes in EPS associated with 30% increase and 30% decrease in EBIT. Let us see the solution. Statement showing earnings per share, that is current EBIT, is rupees 1,60,000. As per the format, first column is particulars, then current EBIT 1,60,000. If there is any increase in EBIT, which means that the 1,60,000 into 30%, the value is 48,000. So we have to add this 48,000 to from 1,60,000. So the value is 2,08,000. If there is any decrease in EBIT, that is 30% decrease, no? So 1,60,000 minus 48,000, the value is 1,12,000. The EBIT value is filled in this column. Next, we have to subtract the interest 10%. So debentures, the total value of debentures is 5 lakh. So we have to find out the value of 10%, that is 50,000. That will be subtract from this EBIT. So we get the value of earnings before tax. So the earnings before tax, the values are 1,10,000, likewise 1,58,000 and 62,000. Again, we have to subtract the taxation of 55% from the EBT. So the 1,10,000 into 55%, the value is 60,500. Likewise, the 1,58,000 into 55%, the value is 86,900. At the same time, the value of 62,000 into 55%, the value is 34,100. So we subtract this taxation value. After subtracting, we get the value of earnings after tax, that is EAT. The values are 49,500, 71,100 and 29,900 as well. Then again we subtract the dividend paid for preference shares. The dividend is the total preference share value is 1 lakh. So the dividend paid is 12%. So we have to find out the 1 lakh into 12%. The value is 12,000. So this 12,000 is subtracted from the values of EAT in each column. So after that we get the value of net earnings. The net earnings values are 37,500, 59,100 and 15,900. So we have next we have the value of number of equity shares. Here again we go back to problem. In this problem we don't have the value of equity shares. Here the equity shares of rupees 100 each. The total value of equity shares is 4 lakhs. The each equity share value is 100. So we have to find out the number of equity shares, that is 4 lakhs divided by 100. The number of equity shares are 4,000. So 4,000 is a number of equity shares, and the EPS formula is number of earnings divided by number of equity shares, so that A divided by B, right? The 37,500 divided by 4,000, likewise 59,100 divided by 4,000 and 15,900 divided by 4,000. The EPS value for current EBIT, that is 1,60,000, is rupees 9.38. Likewise, if there is any increase in 30% increase of 30% in EBIT, the EPS value will be rupees 14.78. If 30% increase in EBIT value, the EPS is 3.98. Okay. I hope you understand. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe.